Good.
Hello, Frankie the Junk Man here, back at you again. Got some non-ferrous metal today. We're going to do some aluminum over here. We're going to do some copper. We're going to do some brass. Going to go through it, show you how to do it the fastest, most efficient way, as far as I'm concerned. There are 2 or 3 other different ways to do, for example, the aluminum. And also the copper and the brass. But I like to do things the fast, efficient way. So for this video, that's what we're going to do, the quick and the fast way. So let's get started here on this video. This here, I got a tub of aluminum right here. I got a tub of aluminum here. We're going to start painting all this aluminum, get it up in the pickup truck, and we're going to get going. So all right, let's get cracking. Pause. So what I do with all this aluminum is I throw it all in a container. That there's actually going to turn out to be brass. I start sorting all this stuff out as I'm going through all my cleanouts. Just throw them in a little thing. Now what I do is with aluminum, there's cast aluminum, there's sheet aluminum, there is other types of extrusion aluminum. What I do is a lot of guys will take, say for example, a pan like this, and they'll cut them handles off and they'll get them clean. Personally, I don't do that. It takes a lot of extra time. Yes, you do get a little bit of money, extra money, but it's usually only about 10 cents difference, or 10 cents different per pound. So it doesn't make a huge difference unless you have a giant load. Doesn't make that much difference to spend an extra 2 hours to get an extra $10. So for example, these walkers and these medical supplies here on this aluminum, you could come along and cut off all of this plastic and make it clean, but I don't take the time and the effort. It costs money for blades on a Sawzall or an angle grinder, so I just don't fool with that. I put it all in one big pile, take it down, I'm done in a day, and I got me a nice little check. But what this stuff will sell for is called aluminum breakage. It's dirty aluminum. It's the lowest price you can get for aluminum, but when you have a whole truckload full of it, it's kind of nice. You can still get a nice little check out of it, and especially if you have a good reputation with the scrapyard, sometimes they'll give you a little bit of bonus too. So, but this is called aluminum breakage. It's dirty aluminum. Then of course you got to get this brass picked up and everything too. Brass is always good. I love brass. It's easy to get. It's heavy. It's easy to clean up and get clean. If you got a bucket full of brass, you got yourself a little bit of money. That's a copper and a brass piece. Probably a piece. Here's a nice piece. I'm just going to go through here and I'm going to sort all the copper, all the brass, all the steel. Now just a random nice brass piece here. Aluminum. So you just come through, sort all that stuff. If you don't know, keep you a handy magnet. A magnet will not stick to non-ferrous metals. It only sticks to ferrous metals. When metals don't stick, you either have copper, aluminum, or brass, generally speaking. So now we're going to get to the part where we're going to start checking what is aluminum or what is brass and what is not brass. So you find these fittings here. What you want to do with brass is you want to take the time to clean up the brass. It's worth it to spend the time doing that because clean brass sells better, obviously, than dirty brass. Dirty brass means there's something there's something else on there that is other than brass, and that knocks your price down on it. So we want to get you a saw and a vise and come through and clean off all the foreign objects off of that. So there's a lot of people out there that don't know, but this silver plate stuff that you really can't sell because it's old and messed up, you can't really sell it at a flea market. A lot of this stuff is brass. The way you check that is you just run along and score it, and when you find a yellow mark on there, that means you have brass. The scrap yards will take silver plate items for brass. You don't have to get the silver plate off. And since a lot of people don't know that, you can grab them up at garage sales and out of junk jobs for real cheap, and that can add up real quick. So just a little FYI. So you just run through this stuff, get all your wires and your sort out all your copper and everything. This is my clean pile here. That's all clean brass. Right here I'm going through, pulling out some copper. By the way, there's a silver plate piece here, the old stuff. Those are copper. That's one of the copper pieces, which is what you want. I scored it and it turned out that orange copper color that's so beautiful. So you want to check every piece of silver plate you got. I got a nice container here. I got some lead and some copper. Got me a motor down in there and everything. Sort all that out, put it in its proper spot. There's my copper bucket. That brass is getting awful big. I like that. Got about 25 or 30 pounds in there right now. So we've got a nice load here. We've got two nice sized containers of copper wires. We've got a clean pile of bucket full of copper. We've got a nice big tub of clean brass. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 big cans full of dirty aluminum. So we got a pretty nice load here. All this stuff I picked up out of junk jobs, and I just sort out the copper and aluminum and brass, get paid my second or third time off the job. So that's the way it works. So anyway, we got about a wrap. We're going to take this down to the scrap yard. Going to collect a nice little check out of it. Good way to get paid. So anyway, I'm Frankie the Junk Man. Like and subscribe to my videos, and thanks for watching. This is Frankie the Junk Man, and I am out.